Today's illustration is another draw this in your style that I happen to have found on Instagram. I was just having a look through the hashtag draw this in your style and I saw this particular piece right here on the screen. Now the artist is called Lisomorphe. Once again, don't know how to pronounce that. Let me know if I am pronouncing it wrong. I'm 100% sure that I am. So this Lisomorphe had this draw this in your style piece, and I don't know, I was just drawn to it. So I decided that I was going to replicate this piece in my style, but I wanted to make it color. And I decided to choose all blue and black. So this piece is just blue and black. So, wow. Thank you, dude, with the loud car. Anyway, so I sort of mapped out a pose that I was going to do, but I had a few issues with it and I rehashed it quite a few times, as you can see on the footage. And the arms I sort of struggled with the most. I was going to do the arms in a different way, but I decided to sort of keep it to the actual picture itself and actually do the hands coming together, because I was changing it. I wasn't doing it in black and white, I was doing it in color. I really wanted to keep it as close to the original as possible without detouring too much, so you can identify that it was a draw this in your style from Lisomorphe's picture. So as I got into this piece a little bit, basically probably not at this stage, I was feeling pretty good, as I usually do when I first start out, unless I have too many dramas and I'm rubbing out too many times. But I sort of went in and really wanted to make her fairly unattractive. I wanted to have a really sort of alien face with her eyes quite small, but they're quite far away. And I just was wanting to just make her quite ugly. And I do believe I achieved that because she's definitely a really weird looking woman, so I was very happy with that. But as I sort of got on to the colouring in the blue, and especially the dress in the chest part of her, I don't know what happened. Is it probably about this point in time where I sort of try and do a design on the top that really didn't make a lot of sense and didn't look very good, and I ended up rubbing it out, but for some reason the shape was left and it just never looked any good from there. So what I decided to do was, when I did her hair, I decided to put some of the hair draping across her chest to sort of hide a lot of the absolute monstrosity that I did on the chest. So that's why I did that. And then I had a few issues with the ruffles and the dress draping down. I wasn't sure how to do that. And then I realized that the original drawing had like lines on it, sort of like a tartan type dress. And then I thought, oh crap, how the hell am I going to make this tartan work on all these different bends and creases? So I then had to sort of sit down and work out how they bent and what they looked like on each piece of, on each section of the dress. So that was a little bit of a nightmare. So I'm hoping that sort of looks okay, but I don't know. To me, this piece is okay, but there's something just not quite right about it. I'm a little bit on the fence with this piece. So yeah, it's okay. And I actually was contemplating, this is another one I was contemplating about putting up on the internet. I wasn't sure if I was going to do that. So the little creatures that were in the original kind of look like crows, and I actually had a look at quite a few other people who did this, draw this in your style of this piece. And a lot of people had really turned it into a crow, but I sort of went in the direction of just these little demon ghosty things that just look like worms. Don't ask me why I sort of went in that direction. I just wanted to sort of make it a little bit different from the other people who had done this, draw this in your style, but once again trying to keep it very, very similar to the original. So yeah, I sort of, when I see I draw this in your style and I see a lot of people doing like one thing, I go instantly into defense mode and go, nah, I've got to make this different and make it kind of like just my choice in certain elements in the piece, because I do strive to be quite different, and sort of it is an automatic reflex for me to do that, because I really don't want to be like other people in art. I like to be as original as possible, even though originality in art is quite hard these days, because there's I think we've all run out of things to draw, so we're just drawing variations of other things. So it is quite hard in that respect to be completely original, but yeah, you're always trying to search for that originality and just doing things completely different to other people, and that's what I try and do, because I really enjoy being different as much as I possibly can. So that's why I changed up that element with the little things flying around. And I was excited once again. I was doing different colored hair. I was doing blue, because this whole piece was blue, and I put blue tints in her skin because I just wanted to give her a very sort of witchy ice sort of feel and cool sort of feel. I did struggle with the fingers. One of the fingers, as you can see on her right hand, looks weird, looks like she's missing a finger because of the gap. Just don't look at it. Don't stare too hard at it. So yeah, that was a little bit of a on my part right there. Because of all the blue elements, it was a little bit of a fight to sort of keep everything separate and from blending in with one another. So when I did the hair, I tried to do the dress like a different kind of blue, and it got to the point where it was sort of blending in a little bit too much, so I went back over it with this duller blue. So I'm trying to keep her hair like a brighter blue, and then have the dress a duller blue. And it's like, can I do all that? And it got a little bit like, oh shit, what am I gonna do? Is this looking too much blending in? But once I sort of add the stripes to the dress, it does sort of come together and make it look a little bit better. So I wanted to add some silver Sharpie. I've just been really just wanting to use my silver Sharpie lately. So you'll notice that I've just been hammering that in pieces at the moment. It's just once again a little phase that I'm going through. You'll see me go through phases, and then I come out the other side, and then I move on to something else. And that's why there's certain elements in quite a few videos, and then it dies off, and then I end up doing something else that I do to complete death until I get sick of it, or find something else that I want to do and I move on to that. And I'm moving on to the boots now. The boots, I'm once again, boots are not my strong point, and shoes in general are not a strong point, so I do want to tend to work on shoes as well. So I was sort of a bit worried where I was going to go with the boots and how I was going to color them in, because I wanted them to be black. So I ended up just doing a little bit of an outline where possible, and then I go back in later with the white gel pen and define it more with some white laces and some boot shine. And yeah, before I put the white gel pen on this piece, I really hated it. I honestly did not think that I was going to put this video up, and I hated it. But I don't know, all I can say is thank God for white gel pens, because the amount of times they've saved my ass, well, I think they've saved my ass, well, yeah, yeah, it's been unbelievable. And I don't know, it just sort of ties a piece together for me with the white highlights, and I honestly cannot live without any white gel pen. Like, I need to go down and get some more, but I'm too scared to leave, to go down to an office supply shop. Yeah. Well, that's it. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. It's not my best piece, but hey, it's alright. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.